Welcome to Demasked. My name is Fresman, and today I'm joined by N. Murdoch. How are you today, Murdoch?
I'm doing pretty damn good.
So, this interview has been in the works for a minute.
Yeah, we had a bit of a hiccup the last time.
Well, not just that, but I've been yelled at by. You were on her stream very recently. I was very recently yelled at by Lady Spookaria.
Oh, yeah?
Because I think it was while her stream was happening, I was getting texts like, you should fucking have him on your show. Do it. So, I want to tell you something.
Okay.
So, Murdoch here, party people at home, don't go looking for it, but I'll show the top half of it here on screen. Future mean editing. The safe for work portion of it. But he put up this photo of what looks to be a minion in fishnets, and I think that's as far as I can go into it. But if I recall, this was after the plan was made to interview you.
Yeah, it was.
Well, because, how do I word it? Usually when I find a guest, there's no expectation as to how it will go. And then I see that photo, I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to be friends.
A small peek into my sense of humor.
And I want you to know, Murdoch, that the day that was missed, the previous Monday,
yep,
was my birthday of all days.
Oh, I'm sorry. Happy birthday.
Well, no, I was jokingly like telling Lady, I'm like, my birthday's ruined. well, no. Like I used to work graveyard myself, so I totally get it.
It was weird too. I was all gung ho for it the night before, and then by the time I got home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap, and it was all gone.
Yep. Then it's like 6 hours later, and you're like, oh god.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Drool running down my face, and I was just groggy and didn't know what day it was even. So.
Well, the thing is, on my end, I immediately knew what it was. I'm like, all right, it's 10. Oh yeah, he's asleep. He's gone. I know that all.
Just out cold. Yeah, it's not one that I used to work graveyard before, but then I stopped for a while and I haven't fully readjusted to it yet.
Yep. Yeah. My eyes. I just saw your most recent tweet, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Oh, I don't even remember what my most recent one was.
You know what? I don't feel like having a sandwich, Murdoch.
Oh yeah. I made it special.
Just for
chock full of salty love.
Just for you.
Just for you. You and everybody else. There's plenty to go around. Oh wow, that was my last tweet, I guess. That's how often I send out weird shit.
So, now, what would you say outside of your job, your main job? What would you say that you do both on YouTube and or Twitch?
Well, we haven't really gotten our Twitch up and running yet. I think we've streamed 2 or 3 times at most, and they've already been pulled from, being on there for too long. But we mostly played, because I stream with my fiance, and we mostly, we play horror games, just as something fun to do. We got all the way through Resident Evil 7 on YouTube before we stopped really uploading to YouTube. I think we did a couple episodes of other stuff. and then just kind of dropped off because editing is a major pain that I don't enjoy.
The thing that catches my eye is the phrase "dead anime moms."
Oh yeah, dead anime moms. That was I think the first episode of Resident Evil 8, right?
Yes.
It's been so long since I've looked at my own YouTube channel. I'm more just, I just write my stories, but we tried that for a little bit. We're probably going to get back into at least streaming on Twitch.
Nice.
But, yeah, I think we called it that episode, that one, because the wife in that game just gave off, like, the anime mom who dies at the beginning of the series kind of vibes.
Makes the character stronger, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one who's only there for character development.
See, this might be a rabbit hole we both fall down right now.
Bring it on.
You ever watch My Hero?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen that one. I actually don't watch a lot of anime. I'm usually pretty picky about it. I think I've seen maybe 5 series all the way through, like in my life.
I'm not a huge fan. I like a very specific type. I like the fighting, like your Dragon Ball Z or Gurren Lagann. That
I watched a lot. I watched a lot of DBZ growing up. And then I watched, let's see, what have I actually seen? I watched Death Note all the way through. I watched Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood, but I count that as kind of the same thing. And then I watched Evangelion, and I'm most of the way caught up on Attack on Titan, and I think that's about it.
Now, see, I think you confirmed it. I think we're going to be friends, because I just restarted Evangelion last night. So
I'm not... I can't decide how that series makes me feel.
See,
I enjoy it, but it's so bananas to me.
Well,
especially the ending.
Well, there's a phrase that has been used to describe how I pick shows and movies, which is I enjoy soul damage.
Yeah, that checks out, at least for that show.
Yeah. And I've heard that show is soul crushing, and I've only gotten 5 episodes in, and it's already pretty rough. But I suspect it's gonna go through the stratosphere.
So you haven't seen that one all the way through yet, no?
Not yet.
Okay. I don't know if you know, there are 2 different endings to that show.
Well, so I'm going through Netflix on this one, and not only do they have the series, but they have what looks to be the 2 movies.
Yep. So the series version will end with the TV debuted ending, which takes the story in one way and is very bizarre and metaphor filled. Whereas the movie ends in the exact opposite direction, and it's kind of like a fever dream. I'm not gonna lie. I walked out of that one and I was just shook. I don't know what to think anymore.
Well, how do I word it? You know how you have a friend or two and you kind of watch the same show at the same time, but not together. You watch it separately and then reconvene and talk about it.
Yeah.
So when Devilman Crybaby came out, have you seen that?
I saw it was on Netflix, but I haven't actually checked it out.
That's a rough time.
Is it a rough time?
It's a real rough time, honestly. To the point where, with some shows you run into your friend, you're like, oh, this moment was awesome, and oh god, this moment was cool too. No, me and my friend just sat there kind of staring at the floor like, Jesus, dude.
Do we keep watching?
Well, it's like we both finished it and we're like, oh my god. That was something, huh?
I gotta go lie down.
Yeah. Do we call somebody? Do we...
Do you have a therapist on speed dial, maybe?
Which counselor do you go to?
Let's book an appointment real quick.
Group appointment. Group therapy. You know what? I'm going to start my own Devilman Anonymous group.
There you go. Get people around group circles and you just share the feelings.
But everybody has the same, just like, Jesus, wow.
Everybody's just like tugging at their collar and sweating real hard.
Nobody wants to talk about it. All right, are you going to share today? Just, no.
No.
Me either, man. Me either.
Just gonna keep my eyes on the floor.
Gonna keep my hands in my pockets.
Mm-hmm. No eye contact.
So
if I don't look them in the eyes, they can't see how I feel.
I can't stop crying if I don't open my eyes. The thing is, specifically with Evangelion, I've heard a lot just from the outside, but what I love is the almost denial of any spoilers.
Yeah. Well, and it's weird to say, it's kind of hard to spoil that show. Like, I could tell you things about it, and it without the context, nothing really makes sense. And I gotta be honest, even with the context, a lot of stuff doesn't necessarily make sense right away. Like, I guarantee you'll watch the last episode of the series, and you'll just be kind of in the air. You know, what does it all mean? What is it? You know, what is this?
This show sucks. It's great.
It's fantastic. I don't know how I feel about it.
You know what? That's how I make most purchases in my life. Oh, that's awful. I have to get it now.
That is the single worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll take 3.
Disgusting. Where do I buy one? But how do I word it? I've heard discussion about a certain character named Gendo.
Mm-hmm.
Gendo Ikari, right? I don't know anything about the character other than the scenes he has appeared in thus far, and even then hasn't done much.
Yep.
Other than call his child a wimp.
Yeah.
But, like, from what I heard, there was there's an Evangelion branded, I want to say shaving, like, razor commercial. See, that tone indicates something to me. Because it's a commercial apparently of Gendo shaving. And he's like, that's a clean shave. And then the commercial ends. And
I didn't know that was a thing.
The thing is, the fact that you're reacting like that. And then when I first heard that, somebody immediately followed with, yeah, Gendo gets his. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I went into it with like, ooh, giant robot.
Yeah. That's what I thought too, because I knew nothing about it except from like a couple of like either memes that made reference to it or just random things that people had said. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a shot because people either seem to love it or hate it. And like every episode, I'm just like more and more sucked in. I think I binged more than half the series in an afternoon.
Well, like what fascinated me or what pushed me to watch is the like people would share the same sentiment, but it was followed by a sound. It was like, haha, giant robots. Just that.
Yeah, the giant robot stuff's really cool. And then you get to the hurt.
And then things change. I don't know.
And then you question, whether or not you should even be watching this.
Like, that's what I've heard. I'm like, now I have to see it.
Exactly. That was my same reaction.
I have to look into the void.
I have to know. And then I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and when I watched the movie ending, which I guess is like the true canon ending, I almost got the feeling, like when you were a little kid and you were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, and there's that like split second that like your parents were right behind you and you knew it but you hadn't turned around yet. That's how I felt watching the movie. I was like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Oh. Dude, I love it when like horror movies can do that.
That's the thing is, I don't think I've seen a horror movie that's really got me like that. And I watch a lot of them.
One did for me, but it wasn't the subject matter. It was just like a specific shot that like I had the thought of like, if somebody walked in here, how on earth am I going to explain what's on the TV right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that for sure, because there's a specific scene in the movie that anybody who watches this, I'm sure you know exactly which one I'm talking about. There's a scene, it's so like upsetting to look at and to be a part of, that I just like was how am I going to explain this if somebody walks in, and B, was like, I just feel guilty and like I need a shower.
Oh yeah.
This is disgusting. I need to go I need to turn this off and
am I a
drown
bad
my
person?
sorrow. Exactly. I think I might be the bad guy.
Oh, it's one of those ones where you walk into the bathroom and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, what am I? What is this?
You've done a lot of things, but I don't think I can forgive this one.
See, that's why I like that Soul Damage.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely made me question a lot of stuff. It had actually an interesting impact on my writing as well. I wrote a short story right after watching that, and it got dark.
Dude, so what started you out in writing?
I've been at it for quite a while, since I was a teenager. I took a break around high school, just because I got into a bit of a hairy situation with a teacher. She had found one of my more disturbing works and thought that I was maybe not the most stable person.
And we have a copy here, Dear Penthouse Forum.
Oh no. But yeah, so that was kind of discouraging, so I took some time off, and then a couple years ago I started back up, and really just started to go ham. I like putting myself in those sort of mentalities for like, scarier situations and things that are more disturbing to be a part of, and I don't know, I like telling stories that I haven't seen before.
Nice.
So,
do you have a personal favorite you're willing to share?
Well,
that you're not ashamed
that's kind of I have only one story that I'm ashamed of, and I went over that with Lady. I don't think I want to trudge that one up again. It's such a bad story. But I don't know. Picking a favorite's kind of hard. It's people say it's like picking from your children, which it's not. There are some that I definitely like more than others.
For a very real second, I thought you were going to go, yeah, well, picking from your children's easy.
I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't have kids yet, so.
then years down the road.
Who's to say?
Then years down the road, after you have your second kid, you're like, yeah, I like this one better.
My thing is, we're actually expecting a kid now,
nice.
And yeah, it was exciting news. And I have to hope that our kid acknowledges how funny I am, because if you're not going to laugh at my jokes, I really don't need you around. I'm funnier than that, so. Back to your question, I think let's just completely steer around that.
I have this image but I'm imagining this at like a really unfair age, like at like 2, So you're
Mhm.
just standing over their high chair like, you better laugh at my jokes. We're going to have a fucking problem.
You know, that's kind of what I was implying too. So you're not wrong to imagine that. um, because I mean, I don't necessarily have to tell a 2-year-old a joke, like a structured joke. But
You got to do your
I'm
top 5.
funny. I'm funny. You gotta laugh at me, or you can pack your bags.
See now this creates an image in my head of like the expectation of laughter minus a joke.
Yeah.
Standing there just kind of like pointing at yourself like, fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm funny.
That's what I want. That's what I want. That is what I expect. Nay, I demand it.
I can't wait for your open mic career.
I'm just standing there.
What do you want? I'm
Laugh.
funny.
I'm gonna do my stand-up career the way that one Jeb Bush speech ended.
Please clap.
Please laugh. Just please laugh. Just stand there. And I'll go to like the long open mics too, not like the 5-minute ones, like the solid 15 stretches.
Oh.
And I'll just stand there, dead
Ooh.
silence for 15 minutes, and then right as I'm about to leave, please laugh.
Oh god, dude! I thought about trying stand up like an open mic, and I so badly like
Mhm.
I want to teach myself to sweat on command, and then just like as I'm trying to tell a joke, progressively get more and more like sickly looking.
So by the end of this set, you're just like looking like you're dead on stage.
Yeah, and I only ever managed to half tell one joke. Just
You got to keep doing like the nervous chuckle every time you get a couple words in, and then have to start over.
just like slowly drying out, like clearly like gaining a fever. So what's the deal with
Like segue halfway into other joke. Airline food, am I right? Just with the start wheezing.
just slowly losing like strength in my knees, just kind of slowly leaning on the stool.
Visibly vibrating. Have your joke like written out on a piece of paper and like hold it in your hand and just have it shaking so hard that it's just wibbling in the mic.
Then when I go to look at it, I'm like, oh no, and like flip it over and it's blank. I'm like, oh god.
This is a recipe for banana bread.
And then at the end, I have to like act like I killed it. Like, good night.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
Whoa! Gently put the mic back in the holder and just collapse on stage.
Oh, if it's not too far of a fall, you should fall forward off the stage.
Just through somebody's table.
Exactly. Just, you celebrate like you killed it, and then give it a couple seconds of pure silence, and then collapse through a table.
Like sweat clearly forming through my shirt. Just... Thank you, Cleveland.
Just the sounds of like snapping wood and broken glass.
Like I have to pay off the club owner to just go through a table.
What you do is you find a junk table and you bring it in and you ask them if you can swap it out for one of the front row tables for part of your act.
Whatever you do, don't tell the guests that that's a junk table.
Just don't mention it.
Comp their drinks afterward. I'm sorry a large man went through your dining table. That's a horrifying image, but I'm totally down.
So back to the question.
Yeah, desperately trying to slide back on course.
Just a little bit. Only because I have it pulled up so it's like right in my peripheral vision.
Oh, you have a plan? Fest?
No, I have just my list of works
Uh,
sitting out in front of me right now. I pulled it up so I could kind of skim through it and see if I could pick a favorite.
I was gonna say, I'm like, if you thought you were coming to a show with a structure, you were sorely mistaken.
No. No, I was just gonna say I think currently my favorites are A Prison Called Sanity, which seemed to do pretty well when I released it, and the novel that I'm currently working on, which the working title for that is The Disappearance of Zoe Wells.
Nice.
Witcher. Yeah, it's a lot of... It's new for me, because I haven't written anything this long before. So,
right.
That's definitely biting me, because I'm terrible at procrastinating.
I've got this problem where I'll workshop an idea, but I don't write anything down.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, man, I should write that. And then I start watching Evangelion.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh man, that's a good idea. I should write that down. Cruel Angel's Thesis starts
You
playing.
make a quick note of that. Ooh, look at this.
Get in the robot, Shinji. So is the Disappearance of Zoe Wells, you said that's a novel, so that's going to be your longest work to date?
Yep. That'll be the longest one I've got to date.
So up to this point, what would you say, minus the novel, what would you say is your longest work?
Probably, I think that would be my Diary of a Drifter series that I've been uploading in parts with As the Raven Dreams.
Nice.
Which occasionally people will ask me, hey, how's that story coming along? Where's that one going? What's happening next? And I have to tell them frequently that I have no idea. It's a weird little experiment for me. I don't write the next part until after the previous part has been released and uploaded and received by the community on YouTube.
Interesting.
So it's anyone's guess where the next chapter is going.
Huh. Because
which is sometimes fun, but at the same time it's a little frustrating because I feel annoyed with myself. It's like, why didn't you just plan something?
I haven't published anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing as of yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I write start to finish, but the problem is that's the part that stays in my head is the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I have stories about characters and I know where those characters end up. It's just a matter of sitting down
and getting them there. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. When I wrote the first entry for the Diary of a Drifter series, I told everybody how the series was going to end. The narrator says flat out in the first couple paragraphs that he would be dead by the end of the story. That's the only direction that I really have, is that somehow, some way, I have to have him die.
Just this globe-trotting adventure that's and heart attack.
Well, no, I did specify that he does take his own life. So I just have to get there.
Self-induced heart attack.
Yeah, just one of these days, just I think I'm done, and then.
How do I word it? I've been resurrecting essentially characters that I made years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So those games where you can make your own character.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's not just, I'll make a silly looking character. It's all right, now I've made this dumb looking character. Now he has to have a backstory.
Yeah.
And Lady Spukari specifically despises one of them.
Oh.
I made a villain character called The Mistake. And he's...
Did you make me?
Well...
Are you my father?
Creator. but but he's like the 7 foot tall, just ripped dude.
Oh yeah, then not me. Never mind.
But
Go ahead.
but then he's got the head a head that is the shape of like an M&M. But his face is coming out like the flat side.
Don't mind me just picturing that.
I'll say the silence is deafening.
I'm trying not to laugh hard enough to clip my mic is what's going on.
So that's the villain character. In fact, he's the first in a like continuous universe of characters. And well, the thing is, he's not the first to be made. It's just where I want to start. And Lady despises him because I have a photo of him.
Uh-huh.
And future me in editing, I know I'm giving us more work, but you know what you must do.
Oh, shit!
you know damn well what's supposed to happen right now. But like, I made him in a wrestling game, so he's just walking around being real mad. and every once in a while I'll either show Lady the mistake or like I'll mention him and I just hear this like this tone of defeat of like, why does he have to exist? Why is he here? And you'll be happy to know, Murdoch, he doesn't talk. He communicates in grunts and screams.
Oh, I thought you were going to say sign language for a minute, and I about lost my mind.
No, just pure, just screaming.
I just had this thought of this giant, overly bulky thing just trying to sign out words with, like, fingers that are too fat.
Shoulders are too big. He can't bring his hands together.
Exactly. So you've shared this picture before. Will you share this picture with me?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I totally haven't been trying to find it quietly in the background.
Perfect.
During my entire diatribe.
Excellent.
Yeah, like but like every character gets their own sort of introductory story.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. And future me in editing. Please,
oh, good God! Oh my God!
Why is that a photo of my desktop? What the hell? Oh yeah, it was my background for a little bit, wasn't it? Hold on. Oh, it's even worse that the photo's filled with like photos of masks. Oh no. But yeah, imagine that thing thundering down to the ring. I've created a monster.
For the record, given the resemblance, I think I'm going to borrow the name The Mistake for what's going on in my pants.
Just call it blasphemy. Well, so, like, oh my God. So, question for you, Murdoch.
Go for it.
So, where do you start when you write a character?
It's different with different stories. A lot of my short stories are usually told in first person, so I leave a lot of it vague so that the reader can identify more and sort of put themselves in the shoes of the narrator. With Drifter, I started with why he would have the kinds of adventures that he has. So I started with his sort of near-death experience of having lung cancer. So I start from the trauma and work my way out to the rest of the character. In the novel I'm currently working on, I guess I started from, I wouldn't call it a fall from grace, but just a change of direction in life. The main character goes from being this sort of valedictorian, top of his class, pre-med student, to being... And there's my dog. To being a, sort of disheveled alcoholic, sleeping with girls almost 10 years younger than him. Just kind of a pathetic waste of, his former self.
The true essence of a hero.
Yeah, he's hot garbage. There's actually a paragraph in the, I believe, second chapter, where I describe his car, which is like this really like classic Chevelle, and it's supposed to be, this grand sight. Like if you saw one like fully restored on the street, you'd just be like taken in by it, and it would just blow you away. But he's let it fall into such disrepair, and like it's rusted, and like one of the doors is a different color, and the back seat's full of like cheeseburger wrappers, and it's falling apart. And I equate that as like a metaphor for his life.
My soul is full of cheeseburger wrappers.
Exactly. Sometimes I feel like my soul is full of cheeseburger wrappers. I think I might get a cheeseburger later. Now I'm hungry.
No.
But yeah, no, so I started for him with his sort of change in direction in life.
So change in direction for the so are you starting on the downturn?
Yeah, yeah, it starts sort of in the downturn area.
Oh, that's great. I really like that.
Oh? I was gonna say that reaction had me a little bit questionable for a second.
Oh no, I love when like it starts with characters like either messing up horribly or just like everything that could ever happen happens.
I introduced the character Zach Wells as waking up in a college freshman's bed, and he doesn't even know if she's a student or a stripper or what she is, who she is, what her name is.
Just showed up,
and he's trying to like get out of her room as quickly as possible without having a conversation with her. It's a very, very sleazeball moment.
Oh.
He's like making promises for rain checks, doesn't even know what her name is.
Yeah, I'll
I'll call you. I'll text you.
Can I get your number? No, I will call you.
Don't call me. I'll call you. I did this whole joke where he's like racing through it, because a lot of the story, I include a lot of inner monologue throughout from like his perspective. So he's like racing in his mind trying to figure out what her name is, and he's making guesses like, Sherry, Mary, Cherry, whatever, and her name is like nothing close to that. But he like takes a risk and calls her one.
Hey, how's it going?
Which just kind of
Tiffany?
It's like, oh yeah, no, it was really nice to meet you, Sherry.
Oh.
And then like he leaves, and she's just like sitting quietly alone in her bed. She's like, my name's Piper.
Aw.
So like it's like completely wrong. Just so it really hits home how much of like a douche the guy is.
Now, not only do I want to read/hear the story, I also want a TV show.
Well, I can't do a whole lot for reading. Keys clacking. Oh, my cat's being problematic across the room. um, there is a teaser out that's narrated that you can check out over on As the Raven Dreams' channel. He's got the first little mini chapter excerpt narrated over there.
Nice.
Which will give you a shot to at least kind of see the direction that the story's going.
Yeah.
So feel free to check that out, both you and anybody else who's watching.
You heard the man.
Promote it till the day I die.
Leave this video. Go check that out.
Do it.
Please.
I'm begging you. You gotta do it. Please do it.
Please clap.
Please clap.
What's the... There's a certain character archetype that, like, is exhibited through that story, and, like, I love, like, almost... It's, like, stories about, like, almost like manic depressives, but then they're forced to go on an adventure.
Man, if you like that, you will love The Diary of a Drifter. His whole, like, character makeup is that he didn't want any of this. He didn't want to be a part of this. He was just trying to live a little before he died. And now he's just perpetually pissed off.
Oh.
He yells at ghosts because they inconvenience him.
I mean, what else are you supposed to do with them? Interact? Gross.
Yeah, I mean, you know, one might think that they would be afraid, but instead he's just cursing it out because he paid for the hotel room. He will not be swayed.
Oh. Leave this place. No. I paid $40 for this room. You let me sleep.
Pretty much.
Well,
It's like, I paid to be here. You only died. I have rights.
I'm busy.
Exactly. Excuse me, I'm on vacation. Did you miss the Mai Tai?
I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Never mind that I'm in Florida, but...
Sorry, did you miss my flip-flops?
I'm
They're both flippy and floppy.
Can you not hear the Jimmy Buffett playing?
Exactly.
Oh my god. I guess now's the time to spoil it, I guess. Yeah. Because I haven't written the character yet, but I know exactly what I want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So the name of the character is tentatively not how do I word it? Not the protagonist, not like Fight Club where it's like the narrator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's not the main character of this story, but he's got essentially what is like, you know how characters will survive stories due to the writing of the story alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like a car could crash, flip 40 times, and land on its roof, and the character can like climb out and be untouched.
Right, yeah.
Now imagine that, but for everything that you do, like you are physically unable to fail in anything.
So he's like what's her name from Deadpool, Domino.
Yes, but unwilling participant. I can't mess this up. No matter how hard I try, I can't mess this up.
No, really, physically, I can't. I've tried.
I've tried to burn my house down, and it's working fine.
I walked into a surgery theater and started operating on a guy. I don't even know what he had.
I cured him of all illness.
And he was fine.
He's now gonna be the best man at my wedding. This is bullshit. Did I tell you I'm getting married? Yeah, surprise to me too.
Wasn't trying to find a wife or anything. I just kind of magically diffused a bomb, and there she was.
I happened to run into her at a bank, despite her not banking there. I so badly want to add that character to the list of other people. But just like, oh man, wouldn't that be cool to just succeed all the time? It's like, no, it's boring.
I never have to work for anything.
Publishers Clearinghouse keeps coming over and handing me checks. I don't know what's happening.
I've never even entered.
I don't even know what it is.
I won the lottery 4 times. I've never bought a ticket. They just show up in my mailbox.
Please stop giving me money. Local man earns key to the city. Only response is, why?
I deliberately committed tax fraud to the IRS. And they paid the difference.
I threw a rock through a bank window and they were like, thank you, we needed to replace that window. I'm imagining you saying all this with like tears welling up in his eyes.
Exactly. He's like uncontrollably weeping.
I don't know what to do.
I used a GoPro to film a leaf blowing down the street and I won an Oscar.
I coughed into a microphone and got a Grammy. Oh, Lord. Man. You ever... What's the word? Is there a story that you've written... So you mentioned that you don't plan out that far ahead. Is there a story in which you can honestly say that you have no idea what is coming?
Diary of a Drifter is the only one that's like that. Other than the character's death, I have no idea what's coming. As for the rest of my stories, I typically know where they're going all the way through. Would you stop sneezing? Sneezy boy.
See, the hardest cop-out I can think of is you write this long story and then you end it on like a happy note. And then you do like a P.S. at the bottom. It's like, P.S. died of old age. The end.
My thing is, I absolutely hate happy endings. I don't want to read something or watch something where everybody lives happily ever after. I want things to look like they're going that way, and then at the last minute, I want it to take like a hard left turn and just like hit you in the gut and pull out any sense of happiness that you had left.
Well, like, I'm fine with happy endings, but I hate the ones where it's like every problem's fixed and everything's fine. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen that animated Italian Titanic cartoon? Where like after it ends, there's like they pull you back and like shout at the audience like, "Wait, we're not over yet. Don't you want to know what happened to everybody?" Oh. And then they tell you what happened to every single character. Now, mind you, all of these characters were supposed to be on the Titanic when it sank, and they're all like living happily ever after.
That's so good.
If you're a glutton for punishment, watch that movie, and then watch the other Italian animated Titanic movie, because there's 2 of them, and they're both awful.
Well, like, okay, so you ever watch those kids movies where like the kid like disappears from their house and goes on a magical adventure and then returns home at the end?
Yeah.
Just once. So
I already know.
no, so there was a film I watched that is, and I will give it credit in this aspect, it is a beautifully, like, it looks beautiful. It's called Over the Moon.
I don't think I've
It's
seen
on Netflix, and I actually very much like
Okay.
that film. There are aspects of it I don't like,
Okay.
but that's like, my grains of sand, you know.
Sure.
But the end of the movie, character returns home, everything's fine, and I so badly wanted like the father character to be like, "Where the fuck were you? It's been like 3 days. Where have you been?" Because
See,
because that film.
my brain is a little bit more dark. I was thinking like, oh, they go on an adventure, and then right when you think they're about to go home, like the adventurous magical world just like kills them.
Oh.
And, like you're like, oh, okay. Now little Timmy's gonna get back to his family, and he's overcome his fears of
Oh.
failure, and he's gonna become a better, more complete person. And then a shark like jumps out and like eats him or something.
Or like the friend character that you thought was going to help him the entire film was like, "No, you're staying here forever."
It's like, yeah, no, you can't leave.
Oh no.
You thought this was a fun magic place? We're abducting
Oh
you.
no, we killed the evil wizard.
Get in the van.
We killed the evil wizard, but we're also, instilling a new regime, and you're going to have to stay here with us.
See, our new plan involves a lot of child labor, so get in the van.
Congratulations. You're a revolutionary.
Or I just had this thought, it's kind of like the Narnia thing where like the kid becomes like the ruler, and then you have like somebody like plots his assassination to take over and become the next new ruler.
Oh, dude, Chronicles and well, the thing is, you know how a lot of kids' films, when like they return back home, it's like, oh, it was all a dream, or it was all like wrapped up in the end. No, that character in Over the Moon just straight up gets like dropped off like a block from their house, and then just walks back home, and then the movie just ends.
Lovely.
And I so badly just like the dad like sitting them down, like, "Where the fuck were you? Why did you disappear in the middle of the night? Where did you go?" "Well, I went to the other side of the moon." You what? Can you prove any of this?
Son, we're gonna schedule you for a psych appointment.
You're not going to school tomorrow.
I'm gonna write you a prescription, and I'd like you to take it.
Well, like, have you seen Big with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Have you stopped to think about the ending of that movie?
Yeah, the ending's odd. Specifically, the relationship aspect of it. But at least they did a decent cover of like where he was the whole time. With the whole like kidnapping lie.
Well, it's not.
I felt like that was
It's not that
reasonable.
It's the fact that the lady gets with Tom Hanks's character,
yeah. That definitely that's
and then
a little sketchy.
and then he reverts back into a 12-year-old, and she's not immediately like, "Oh my god."
No, she's like, "Oh, I'll call you in a few years."
"Oh, he's so cute. Have a good life, fella."
like-
and then it's like, oh.
Ma'am, why don't you have a seat right over there?
Chris Hansen walks by the car, is like knocking on the window. "Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to get out of the car." We have the chat.
You guys will have to disregard my my cat sprinting across the house at full speed right now.
Hey,
She's got the zooms.
hey man. Some of my videos back when I had a guinea pig, you can just hear just weet 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 weet.
Everything was nice and cool until about 5 minutes
Yep.
ago, and then she just starts darting back and forth.
Yep. One of these days, they just have to have like one of those klaxon alarms.
I always worry. I try to schedule like interviews and stuff on certain days because I live like half a block away from a storm siren,
Oh God.
and they run our tests on those. So
Oh.
I would hate to be in the middle of something and then just have that going off and have to stop
Dude.
or talk over
Dude,
it.
so my neighbors, at least
Mm-hmm.
once a month, they have like some kind of party,
Mm-hmm.
and I would understand playing music
Mm-hmm.
if it weren't a live mariachi band.
Excuse me, what?
Live, like the people with the instruments are there, and like, pardon me, like my headphones are relatively soundproof. Or
Mhm.
very good at blocking out sound, but once in a while, I'm like, you know what? I should record something. I get on my recording setup, and I hit record it, and in the distance, I can just hear like. It's.
I have never been in a situation where a live mariachi band has caused me problems. So that's a new one for me.
Well, like, there was a night where I was walking home from the store, and it's like it's dark out, and they didn't have any like party lights going off or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dead
Mhm.
silent, and I just hear like. The fuck is that? And I start hearing like an accordion start up. I'm like, oh God. I'm in the circus now. This is it.
Yeah, I've never had that. I've had neighbors who play music to vibrate my entire apartment back when I lived in an apartment. But
Oh.
there's nothing better than trying to enjoy like a quiet Sunday and all of a sudden everything in your home is vibrating. Just the sounds of a blown out bass through your wall.
I don't understand how people do that in their cars, because you can hear like their doors rattling off the hinges.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I can't do it.
Like, oh.
I don't know. Why do you need to hear the music 8 blocks away
Yeah.
when it's right in your face?
I need to be well vibrated before I go to wherever I'm going. Hair.
I wonder if there's like a medical thing like that explains that. Like maybe it actually does like do something that makes people feel better or something. I don't know.
Probably wards off tinnitus.
Or causes it in extreme. You can't have tinnitus if you can't hear anything.
You know what? I want tinnitus.
I'd rather.
Well, like, what I find weird is like, I listen to, music at like a speaking volume, and I still have like a mild form of tinnitus. I don't understand, and I am offended.
I am personally attacked, and it is unfair.
I am posthumously blaming you, Murdoch. This is somehow
No, it's my
Yep.
fault.
you did this.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
You've done this to me.
I'll take the responsibility.
I'll carry that weight.
I'm not the hero that you deserve, but I'm the hero you need right
No,
now.
I'm pretty sure it's the one I deserve.
Okay, well maybe that.
I deserve this. Oh shit!
I couldn't be a superhero, man. There'd be, police sirens and stuff going by, and I'd just be, wanting to mac on a sandwich. Oof, that building's burning, but is it really, like, something that I can help with? I think I'm going to catch another 20 minutes of sleep.
Oh my god, my baby's still up there. Why'd you leave your baby up there? The building's
Why?
on fire.
Why in God's name would you leave your baby
Why did you?
in a burning building.
Why did you run without grabbing your baby?
You know what? I'm not going to save it just to prove a point. You're a bad parent.
This is a lesson in humility. You know what?
What did we learn? The building's smoldering and you're just standing there. What did we learn? That could be my superpower. Just like passive aggressiveness and a lack of help and helping.
Please help me, I'm being mugged. And it's like, maybe you should wear a wallet chain.
Maybe you should have took some self-defense, bought a gun. I don't know. Take responsibility.
Take some responsibility. Oh.
Get really accusatory with it. Well, what did you do to get mugged, huh? He's not just going around mugging everybody. Why did he pick you? It's a terrible way to be. That's a horrible mentality.
Help! Somebody stole my car. Ah, Tesla, huh?
Kind of asking for that one, huh?
Guess you could afford to buy a new
Mr.
one, huh?
Flashy. I was gonna say. Yeah, you bought one. You can get another one. Is the victim blamer a claimed superhero name yet? Yes.
Oh no!
I know a handful of people who are into artwork. I might be able to get that made.
I know now what I must do.
With my powers combined, I will make you feel really bad about being taken advantage of.
Apathy, sadness. Your powers combined. I am Captain Victim Blamer.
Walks into an apartment after they got robbed. Well, to be honest, you probably didn't lose much. You'll be fine.
You just kind of stand there with your hands in your pockets and like, you guys got anything to drink?
Man, you guys live in a dump. They stole all our furniture.
Good.
Living in this neighborhood, you probably didn't. You probably do with an upgrade.
What do you mean, that IKEA particle board furniture? They're doing you a favor.
Trust me, you can do better. Next time, invest in something a little sturdier.
Get good. That's so horrible.
It's really bad.
Oh.
Help, my husband's been kidnapped. Well, go get him.
What did he do?
Does he owe him money? Did he not pay it back?
Are you poor? Is he poor?
This is where we learn about borrowing money.
This is why you gotta know about your husband's finances.
Never borrow more than what you can pay back. They told me they were gonna break my legs.
Do you need both of them?
You're not running any marathons, are you?
Do you need both of them?
You got 2 of them.
Look, you can get by on one kneecap.
He just looks at her and he's like, man, let's just say, your body type, I'm sure you're not running any marathons. You'll be fine.
Oh my god.
Just really awful stuff.
They're gonna come to my house? They're gonna break my kneecaps. I was like, well, you don't go anywhere, so...
It's like, well, maybe if you left the house more often, you wouldn't be in this situation. You'd have some friends who could help you.
Invest in a ramp in the wheelchair, I guess.
I guess you better get pretty handy before they get over here and just build one yourself, if nothing else.
Murdoch, God help the both of us if this gets taken out of context years down the road.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. 10 years from now, I'll get canceled on Twitter because I said something as a joke.
If I'm gonna self-immolate on my own show, then hey, guess what, kiddos? The Earth's flat. This cube.
The Earth is actually the exact shape of a giant velociraptor, and I'd thank you to remember it.
You are offending me by saying otherwise.
Yeah, you are. Next time, educate yourself.
Check your round to earth privilege. I'm okay. Oh my god. It's fine. I'm totally not imagining like saying this in front of like a flat earth convention.
You know, I actually haven't heard a lot about the flat earth guys lately. I think they've kind of died out.
One of my favorite headlines, a recent one, which was man dies from falling off building trying to prove that gravity isn't real.
My favorite headline of all time is from The Onion, and I don't believe I am allowed to say it out loud on this platform. But the article was about the Washington Redskins when there was that big like debacle about their name being offensive.
Onion.
Hot take it, you found it. Yeah.
Whoa.
It is my favorite headline of all time. I encourage every one of you to go out and find it.
Wow.
You should consider reading the article too, because there's plenty more that's in that same vein throughout the article.
No, I clicked the article. Shit. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think I broke him.
Oh wait, okay. I have to click away. It's getting worse as I read. Without saying any of the actual phrases, the term "shifty-eyed" is
Exactly.
Oh my god. Oh.
I was hoping you'd find that.
Oh, it was the first result on Google. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, that's that kind of like horror laugh. Just oh.
Oh, I cannot believe I just saw that.
Wow. Whoa. Boy, Mike, you know what, Murdoch? I think we're gonna make great friends. Oh.
Oh, now my face hurts.
Oh my god in heaven. Oh. And for some reason, the first thing my eye hits when I clicked back onto it is Rihanna redefines Prague chic.
Prague chic.
Just photos of her pregnant. Oh, I should sign up for this newsletter. When was this?
Oh my god, it's the best.
Was this written 2013. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's still my favorite.
I can't. Okay, I have to like close the fucking because I keep my brain keeps trying to read it. I'm sweating. Well, Murdoch, I'm glad that by simply saying that you can't say it out loud, you have probably intrinsically ordered a magnitude of people to read that shit.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'll take that responsibility.
Good.
I'll wield this power.
You're gonna carry that weight. So on that note, so we have just reached 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Yep.
And I think on that.
That went by fast.
Oh yeah, but I think with that horrifying. So okay, I'm gonna make this absolutely clear to the party people at home. There will not be a link to that article in this description.
You'll have to go Google it, but it's apparently a pretty quick search.
Yeah. I'll even go as far as to not give what exact terms I looked up. But with that, I think we'll call this to a close. Murdoch, thank you so much for coming on. This is
absolutely anytime.
This has
man.
spiraled out so hard out of control.
Hey, you're the one who said you didn't want a plan or a structure. So.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm not complaining. This went great.
We'll take it and run with it.
I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I think this went really well.
Yeah, actually, I think it did.
But Murdoch, where can the wonderful party people at home find you?
Currently, you can find me on Twitter. We'll have a link to that in the description, hopefully. And we will also have, and I also have my Reddit, where I post most of my stories. Some don't get put on there, but that's because at least one of them got me banned once, and I refuse to take that risk again. So you'll just have to wait for the collection to get published if that ever happens.
You'll just have to imagine it.
Yeah, just pretend I wrote a really good but really disturbing story, and you'll be fine. Give me more credit than I'm worth. Other than that, we do have a Twitch account that we have not been streaming on, so don't feel obligated to go check it out. But that is, I'll throw that link in there too, so we have it. In case you want to see us sometime.
Do you have a video on your YouTube channel that you're particularly fond of that you'd like the people to see?
Not really, honestly. We have the Resident Evil series that I thought we had a lot of fun with, but otherwise, no, we haven't been on YouTube in a hot minute.
I will just have to pick one.
Yeah.
Time to find the most. No, wait, I immediately found the one I'm going to put up there.
Oh.
Shoot the Bajimbas.
Yeah, that's probably the best one. Shoot the Bajimbas.
I saw the word Bajimbas. I'm like, huh, all right, that's the one then. There you are.
And there we have it.
And sold.
Scene.
But thank you again, Murdoch, for coming on. This has been an absolute blast.
Absolutely. It really has. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. And with that, again, party people, please go check out Murdoch here. Links to both his Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and very specific Bajimbas video will be in the description below here. But with that, this has been Demasked. My name is Fresbin, and I will see all of you next time.
See you guys.